I am alone on the ice, finding myself in the middle of nowhere. Antarctica surrounds me. Cold, barren, intimidating, beautiful. I am stationed at Port Lockroy, a tiny British base on a tiny island on the Antarctic Peninsula, almost 1,000 miles from civilization. Our remote base seems an outpost on another planet. We are a handful of men, surrounded by an army of penguins. Some of us took an assignment and were surprised to find ourselves here. I sought out Lockroy's isolation. Does that make me a madman? Who in their right mind would want to be here? Or be here alone? This is a prison of sorts. Our guards are the penguins and seals. The prison's walls are the freezing waters and monumental glaciers and mountains that surround us. Still, it's our home. It's warm, cozy. Its sights, sounds and smells are comforting. Our cluttered rooms are a welcome contrast to the silent emptiness of the wilderness outside. We are scientists doing experiments, but I wonder if we are the experiment. If they are testing to see how men will do in extreme isolation. We dutifully make measurements, conduct experiments, keep records, wondering if anyone will ever read them, wondering if anyone even remembers we are here at the bottom of the world. The telegraph operator sends out messages in a code I don't understand. Maybe that's for the best. Perhaps I don't want to know what he's saying. Maybe it's a cry for help. The shortwave radio is a teasing reminder that there is a world out there, that we are not the last men on Earth, marooned in the middle of nowhere. Music is our salvation. God, how I love Ella. Her silky voice wraps itself around me like a warm blanket. Her song, Nowhere, seems written for me. It's a wistful love song to a man who's gone but not forgotten. We long for our women. A guy painted pin-ups on the walls. They aren't very good, but over time, they've gotten better. You never know what's going on in a man's mind. Like prisoners everywhere, we escape into our memories and dreams. We transport ourselves away from our cold reality. The scenes at our base are triggers for our fantasies. Sometimes we head out on expeditions. We take a boat to sea and weave among the icebergs. We find ourselves in a dreamscape, Antarctica casting its spell of mystery and melancholy. When we go ashore, we are just dots in the landscape. Antarctica is so vast. we are at its mercy. It's humbling and sometimes terrifying. Antarctica is a world of magnificent desolation, a place that is both heaven and hell. When winter comes, when the deadly cold and howling winds and relentless darkness settle in, our lives change. To venture outside is madness. You could die in minutes. To stay inside is madness. You could lose your mind in no time. Nobody knows what will happen in our months of confinement at Port Lockroy. A dream? A nightmare? Perhaps both. A winter in Antarctica is always a tense journey into the unknown. Moods change. Perceptions change. The warm and comforting details of our base can sometimes seem ominous. Everything is more than it is. Almost any small thing, repeated endlessly in our claustrophobic world, is magnified. It can escalate from mild irritation to maddening torment. We live in a psychological minefield. Who knows what might trigger an explosion of anger? Anger passes. It's when a man lapses into withdrawn silence that's worrying. An extra drink, a message from home, too many days of storms, a passage in a book, a muttered comment. Anything can tilt a man into madness. And then what? What do you do with a madman in the middle of nowhere? Maybe leave him alone. So, I have been left alone. The rooms are empty now, filled only with silence. They're like stages with no actors. It's unsettling. I seek comfort in the world on the other side of the window. I venture out into the vast, frozen wilderness. It's a dangerous thing to do. If the winds pick up and the snow falls hard, I'd be lost. I'd vanish into the merciless world of Antarctica. Once a man, then only a memory. I wouldn't be the first to never come back. Still, I crave these moments of cleansing solitude. In Antarctica, I've found a blank page to be written on. And what story will I tell? Perhaps the story of a man who has his reasons for wanting to get away. Far, far away. Life can be difficult. Some problems cannot be solved. Some memories are best forgotten. So I headed off the map to a place where awareness and redemption can crystallize like ice. Will I ever go back? Back to the cold isolation of a crowded city? To the prison of a frozen life? I don't know. I don't know. When the early polar explorers came to Antarctica, they sought to fill in the white spaces on their maps. They ventured to the lands unknown. I am doing the same. In isolation, I am taking a journey within, exploring the geography of my true self. There are dangers, I may get lost. I may never come back. I may find my map incomplete, no matter how far I go. Still, I push on, alone on the ice, finding myself in the middle of nowhere. Antarctica surrounds me. Cold, barren, intimidating, beautiful.
I'll always wait for your return out of